Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral. That was Rate, by the way. Welcome to this video. This is a bit of a celebration. In case you didn't notice, I am making a game. Think Garry's mod meets Stanley Parable, and that's what you've got. So basically, it's the Ragdoll physics experiments. It's based on all the Ragdoll animations that I do here on the channel, and it's a really cool, fun game. Now, if you think that this is something you or a friend might be interested in, head over to the Kickstarter pre-campaign page. On there, you'll find a button that says Notify Me on Launch. Make sure you click that button, because when that launches, there's going to be a ton of really cool exclusive rewards that you don't want to miss out on. I've been making a devlog over on the Giraffe Head Studios channel, showing the progress of the game as I've been making it. This is all the way from the start, where I've just got an Unreal map and I'm just showing some of the core functions that we'd already put in, right up to now where we've got an actual facility where you can walk around, you can create your own experiments, and you can see the game kind of starting to take shape. And I thought it would be fun to get all of the progress so far and put them together into one long video here, just in case any of you guys hadn't seen it and were actually interested. Let's start the videos now. Hey, how's it going? Welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depending on which way you're facing. Now, welcome to this exciting video. This is the first ever devlog video for the game that me and my team are making, RMF's Ragdoll Physics Experiments. And this is so cool. It's really exciting because we're really early on, but I wanted to start sharing kind of where we're at and what we're doing. And even though, you know, there's not a huge amount to show off so far, we've made some really good progress and there's some really cool stuff. Now, the game itself is based around the Ragdoll animation videos. You know, it's all about inflicting damage onto these Ragdoll characters. What it will be is that you're able to actually build an environment with the aim to take out one of the Ragdolls. You'll have two modes. You have the setup mode and then you have the activate physics mode. When you activate the physics, your Rube Goldbergian contraption starts coming alive, and you can use various different props and traps and gadgets, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, I like fun.
Now, like I say, we're very early at this stage, so I just wanted to share, you know, where we are at. I've put together this real basic level just to help me with the scaling. So just to give you an idea, these are the kind of the foundation pieces over here that you'll be able to place in the world. You've got half foundations, you've got ramps, you've got walls, you've got wall ramps, and then over here you've got the pillars, like small pillar and large pillar. So these are kind of your basic foundational pieces that you can use to build structures and so on. We're in a first person view. You can see we've got our character, so we've got our blue Ragdoll, and he is fully animated and controllable, which is fantastic. Then over here we've got just a few examples of props. So we had to start with, you know, the various tonnage weights, because that's always fun. Then you've got a large boulder and a small boulder, just a good place to start. And then this is one of the first gadgets that we're working on, which is a disappearing frame, or it's actually a disappearing platform. I should update that. So the idea being that anything you put on there, when you press start, this will disappear and they'll fall. So it means that you can set up some things. There'll be like a modifier on there as well, so you can set the time so it doesn't disappear straight away maybe, and it gives you a bit of flexibility.
Okay, I get it.
So just to give you an idea, what we've got at the moment is a real simple menu. We've got three kind of modes. We've got, this is the kind of most used basic stuff. Then this is a dynamic list that's populated with the last things you used, and then this is kind of everything that's available at the moment. I'm going to refine this. This is going to be nice, but one of the things that we're trying to do is bring in controller support from the ground up. All of this currently works with the controller, and we're building it around working with a controller. It's very important to us, but this is all great. So, but basically, if I come into here and choose, for example, the 4-meter foundation, there's our 4-meter foundation. You can see we can place it. It snaps to the floor, but it also snaps to other foundational, you see. So this means that we can build some really cool structures. So if I just put him on the floor there, oops, I've placed an extra one there. So all I can do is right click and that puts me in delete mode. I can press that and that gets rid of it. So we'll select the 4-meter foundation again, and I'm just going to build a few of those. So we'll build them like that. Then I'm going to choose the ramp, and I'm going to place a ramp there. Then I'll come up to the top, 4-meter foundation. We'll add another 2 of those, 3 of those, and then a ramp. That's the foundation ramp. There we go. Okay. Okay. Ramp like so. And you'll see that we've built quite a big old structure up here.
Wow, that's huge.
Boom. There we go. And let's just, well, we'll jump off. And there we go. We've built our big structure. You know, and we can play around with this. We can choose to say delete this little section here. We can come into here we can select maybe, I don't know, a wall piece, for example, and we can put that in there if we want. We can also build, I don't know, let's put some pillars. So that's the large pillar, so we can build that. You know, you can kind of just come up with whatever you want. That's the idea anyway. And then, you know, you can even come into here. Let's select what's going to show it quite well. So let this bit of ramp, we can actually rotate it, you see, and change its orientation and so on. So yeah, so we can do some kind of pretty cool stuff in terms of decoration and so on, like so. But then also we can grab our large boulder and we can go up to the top here. And we can just sort of place that precariously on the edge. Now, right now, I cannot move it. It's solid. And that's because we're still in setup mode. Now, if I come down here, and if I press enter, enter's just the key for the moment, but that starts the simulation. So now, everything's all kind of happening, and the physics are alive, and anything that would be happening is happening. We can even go and push this boulder around if we want. It's quite heavy, but it's working. It's moving. If I press enter again, it will reset it. So now we can try again. And the idea will be that we can come into this menu and we can choose the wooden ragdoll and we can place him at the bottom. Now, currently this isn't working, so this won't actually work. If I try and do it, I think it just hits him and just sort of stops. And that's kind of where we're up to right now. This is the next bit, is to implement the ability to actually knock him down and do all of that fun stuff.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
You know, we've got this far so far, which is great, and we're going to add a ton more sort of things that you can place and use, and they're going to be all sort of in the shop. You can unlock more and more bits and pieces and stuff, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at for now. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, so I hope you found that interesting. I'm really excited to keep sharing the progress. I think we'll be able to do a lot of really cool stuff. I'm also very keen to see, you know, any feedback that you want to make is absolutely welcome. As I say, do bear in mind it's super early. We've got a lot of plans for it. We know where we want to go with a good amount of it, but yeah, always open for some feedback. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to support the project, please check in the description. You'll see a link to where you can come and help support the project, and that'll be great. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, how's it going, and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depends which way you're facing. Anyway, so welcome along to, this is episode 2 of the devlog videos for the game that me and my team are working on, Ragdoll Physics Experiments. This is only going to be a short one. I just really wanted to share this with you now before too much more changes, because I think this is really cool. Now, I love a nice interactive menu. I have a real thing about menus that are kind of tactile and visceral. And
who doesn't like that?
This is going to be the menu. The menu will be its own level, and as you can see, we've got our guy and we can walk around and see everything, and that's all fantastic. There'll be a traditional 2D menu just to literally, when you first launch it, to start or quit or whatever, and then I'll bring you into here, and you can come in and you can access the main game here through the sandbox door, and the idea being that you select your environment that you're going to go into from here, and you can open the door and walk through, and you'll be in your level, and you'll turn around and all of this will be gone. So it'll be really smart, and we'll have different environments. So there'll be the standard one, which will be nice, clean, a studio kind of style environment, but there will be like interesting ones. So maybe like city streets or a park or a hospital or who knows, lots and lots of cool stuff. But what I really love is that you select it there and you'll see it through the glass.
Sounds awesome.
There might even be a window added there so that you can sort of see it a bit more detailed, but I'm really excited about that. But also, as an extra cool feature, we're planning to have it so that you can actually reload setups that you've done. So if you've gone in and you've built something like really amazing in there, you can load it through here and you'll see it, and again you walk into it and boom, there it is. So again, it's just that kind of interactive cool thing. Over here is the shop.
I know that this is familiar, but I just can't seem to place it.
So over here is where you'll be able to buy other props, gadgets, maybe like a tether or a motor or whatever, more foundational pieces. As you earn money through inflicting damage onto the ragdoll, you'll be able to unlock more stuff here from the shop. It'll look quite different to this, I think.
Yes, I think that's probably wise.
But yeah, that'll come. And then if we go over here, we've got this is the options. So if you press on here, it'll bring up the options and you can adjust the game and so on. But I just thought this looked really cool. Then over here we've got the museum. Now if you're familiar with any of my previous games, you might get an idea as to what that'll be. More on that a bit later though. Over here is the quit door. So literally walk up to here. You'll exit by walking through a door and that will quit the game. And then there's some other bits. Now again, I want to make this area kind of full of secrets and hidden areas. Now there doesn't seem like there's a lot here yet, but there will be. And this door, well, I'm not going to tell you about it yet. What I suggest is subscribe to the channel and follow us to make sure you find out what is going to happen with this door. Because, yeah, there's some really cool and exciting stuff coming up. But like I say, I just wanted to share that now before I go too much further, you know, just to keep it going, you know. So, yeah, I really hope you did find that interesting. Only a little one. Now, we have released on Kickstarter now. So if you did want to support the project, honestly, it would mean the world to me. Please visit that page, have a look at what we've got there, see if you fancy supporting the project. You might find there's something you quite fancy the idea of, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that wonderful jazz. And then you'll see the devlogs as I release them, because I'm going to be sharing a lot about this game as we do it. So anyway, I hope that was good. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depends which way you're facing, ha ha ha. Anyway, welcome along. This is episode 3 of the devlog for Ragdoll Physics Experiments. Yeah, it's another really short one. I just wanted to give a little update because what seems like a small update on the outside, you know, it's a pretty big update on the inside, but we've got the Ragdoll working. And the other thing is I'm using a controller as well, because I thought I would just demonstrate that we've got the controller all nice and it's all flowing lovely and the analog sticks move exactly as you want them to. But we can access our list by hitting the right shoulder button, and we can, for example now, we can press the trigger and select our Ragdoll. We can use the D-pad to rotate him and place him. Sorry, just rotate him. Trigger will place him, like so, you see. B will then deselect, and there's our Ragdoll just standing there, right? And he is ready to be punished. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it?
Yes, it did.
So anyway, let's select a foundation, and we'll pop that down there. And we'll go back into the menu, and we'll select a ramp. And we'll make sure it's facing the right way. And then we'll go back into the menu and we'll select a large boulder, which we'll just put just at the top of this ramp, about there. There we go, like so. And now we're ready to go. Crunch. Hey, we have a working Ragdoll, which we can place. And obviously the boulder is doing its thing. It's really heavy. If you try and actually push it now, I like this. You can really feel the weight. It kind of really feels like you're pushing it. So that's coming along nicely. And if we press enter, it resets, and we can just do it again. And we can go crunch. Lovely job. So what else can we do? To be fair, that's kind of it for this update. That's what we've done. Like I say, it's a lot of work, like under the hood. It seems like not a lot out front, but obviously it's a huge important key piece is being able to place the Ragdoll. If I come into here and say, let's choose, let's for fun, let's choose the 2.5-meter foundation. Now this is a little trick. It's a bit of a Minecrafty style trick. We can actually do this. Obviously it's not refined yet, so we do fall into the floor or fall into the meshes slightly still, but we'll sort that out. That's all fine. But we can keep building and get quite high, and then we can do something like a ramp up here, which we'll snap on there like that. There we go. And then while we're up here, let's do our favorite large boulder. We'll just balance him just there, and let's jump down. And if we press go, where does this boulder land? Boom, just there. Okay, so now we're going to come back in. We're going to select our Ragdoll, and we're going to pop him there. And let's see, what does it do? Crunch. Absolutely brilliant.
Let's give him a round of applause.
And then, you know, this won't be possible in the final version, but for now, we can actually spam like a ton of these. I don't know what this is going to do to the computer, but you know, this is the sort of fun stuff that you can do during development. Oh, got myself stuck there for a second. So we can put a load of these up there like that, and let's hit go again. Crunch. So these guys got unscathed. That guy's getting... Oh, he's getting grounded up. That is a very unfortunate final pose.
Did you really just say that?
So anyway, check it out. This is so cool. We're getting there. This is, like I say, a huge step towards the game and where we're kind of going with it. So really, really pleasing. And I have to just now wonder, you know, what happens if I just start putting boulders everywhere as well, you know? And this is kind of the key. Even though it won't be quite as free as this, like, you know, we can, at the moment, we can intersect stuff. We won't be able to in the later versions. Like I say, all of this will be a lot more refined, but it's still going to be about... Whoa! It's still going to be about sort of having fun and playing around and stuff. And I just love it. This is great. There's something about physics in games. It's just so cool. Absolutely brilliant. So anyway, that is the episode 3 for Ragdoll Physics Experiments. I hope you enjoyed it. It was just a short little quick update with some details about some crazy rolling balls. But don't forget, if you want to support the project, it is on Kickstarter. You can come and follow the campaign page on there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. You'll get all the updates. I'm going to be posting loads of these. Each time we make a little bit of progress, I'll post a video just to keep you in the loop as we go along. It's a lot of fun. Can't wait. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Drafthead Studios. All just depends on which way you're facing. Anyway, welcome along to episode 4. It's just another really minor progress update. I just want to do these kind of like really quite incrementally. So there's not a huge amount of difference here. However, there is just some interesting things. So one of the things that I've done is I've made my sort of test area a little bit bigger and a bit more space to play around in. And I've also done a bit more refining on the textures of the foundations and the various different building pieces. Now, ultimately, you'll be able to sort of customize these and choose different finishes. But just for right now, I wanted something quite simple and plain, so we've just gone with real straightforward concrete for now. But there's a differentiation between ramps and foundations and walls and so on.
You know, that's very interesting, but it doesn't really get us anywhere, does it?
We're currently working on refining how the snapping works. So right now, what you can do is place an object and then, you know, it snaps. But what we're going to be looking at doing is allowing you to sort of snap forward. So, you know, if you stand on a thing, you should be able to look there and then it sort of builds forwards. And the same with the ramps and the walls. So this is something we're working on right now, but it's all good. So in the meantime, I've just been adding some fun stuff. So I've added some more items. So we've now got these kind of items in to play with.
Is that what I think it is? Run away! Run away! Run away!
I also made these holes as well. These are going to be, or the plan is that you'll be able to actually swap out pieces of floor with like these various different traps that are built into the floor. So these are the danger holes. It's quite fun. We place our ragdoll, say, just in front of the hole, and then we go with our standard ramp just here. For now, let's go with something nice and simple like the refrigerator. If we put that just there, will this work? I don't know. That's the beauty. Let's try and find out. It falls and boom, hits him, he goes in. Excellent. And the refrigerators look great. And yeah, I like that a lot. We can go a bit crazy. We can stick 100-ton weight on top of the fridge. What does that do? Oh, it causes it to fall over and not too much happens.
You're gonna have to do better than that, son.
Alright, well let's mix it up a bit by adding a large boulder just up here. Let's see what that's gonna do. Because the heavy boulder should start pushing stuff, but it's not enough to push the 100 tons. But is it gonna end up in the hole? Oof. Brilliant.
Nice.
That's that. So another thing I added that was quite fun is these planks. So let's just set up something really, really simple just for fun. We'll build 3 of these. And let's just do one that I can jump up to get up here. Let's make that just a touch higher as well. Something like that. Okay, that's good. Then the wooden plank, I'm going to actually precariously balance some of these like that. Give this a go. Then I'm going to delete those. And now we have our precariously balanced wooden planks. Then I can take, say, the 2-seater couch and put that there. Okay, and just tidy up this area here. And let's just place our ragdoll underneath there for fun. And let's see what that does. Couch falls. And all the planks fall.
Yes, not bad, but you can do better.
you know, you can sort of mess around a bit more now. So let's select another 4 meter foundation. We want to come from sort of roughly level about there. Put one on top, and now we've kind of got this archway. I don't know what this will do. Then let's put our ragdoll underneath. As it stands, if we just press go, sort of not a lot happens. So what we will do is now choose something like the 100-ton weight and put it above there. Let's just see what happens. That is so cool. Hang on, I'm going to reset that. I want to come around the other side. I can't get round. We have to run the long way round. Run. Go. Crunch. Oh, it just misses him. Ah. Right, okay, well let's just shuft him over a little bit then. So we'll just put him there, and we'll do that, hit enter, and boom. Absolutely love it. That's kind of where we're at. It's not a huge update, it's just more silliness really. There is some other bits going on in the background, and there's some really cool sort of features that we're working on at the moment. Not quite ready to start cleaning all the menu system up yet, but that will come. I want to get the way you traverse around the building better, and yeah, I want to do some more fun stuff. So anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember, hit that like and subscribe button and all of that sort of wonderful jazz. Don't forget, you can support the project on Kickstarter if you do fancy it. There's going to be some quite fun rewards for people that sort of dive in early, the old early bird stuff, and there's going to be some really good rewards in some of the tiers anyway. I'm working on some really fun, cool things, so really excited about it. So like I say, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going, and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depends which way you're facing, and welcome to Devlog. What is it, episode 5 for Ragdoll's Physics Experiments, the game. This is all very, very cool. Today I'm going to do a quick 2-part video. I want to quickly show the progress on the menu map, and then we're going to get a little bit technical. Not too technical, just a little bit, and we'll talk about some animation stuff. Firstly, in case you're not up to date, it's worth looking back at the previous episodes to kind of catch up.
I'll check it out.
If you saw the one about the menu map, this is it. So the game's menu is going to be a place where you walk around and interact with things to make things happen. And this is the area to get into the level. I've given the TV a bit of an upgrade, so we've got a proper TV now.
You know, I like it a lot.
And you'll select the environment from there. You'll even be able to select and load save games. And you'll see it out there, and you go through the door and you'll stand there, and that's all good. I added a bit more detail to this area here.
Where have I seen this before?
I still think that this area will probably change, but that's what it is for the moment. There's a door over here. I'm still not going to tell you what that's about. I suggest you subscribe, and then that way, when I do tell you what it's about, you'll find out. I don't know. I've added this elevator here. Now, what the elevator will do, again, we'll cover that later. We've got a door over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just testing some level streaming with submaps and so on. So I've just built a little bit there. And also I've done the same with the museum over here. So the museum, again, as I mentioned before, if you're familiar with any of my previous games, you'll kind of know that I'm a big fan of putting things related to development into the game. So the museum will house things related to the game just to look at for fun, and a bit of dev commentary and stuff. Now, at the moment, it doesn't go anywhere. It's still in construction. It's a lot of fun. I can't get up the steps yet. I need to add the ability to climb up those steps. At the moment, you have to jump. But all this is to come. It'll be quite fun. There'll be some interesting stuff down there. I need to shut the door and close it up. It's just while I'm working on it. So yeah, so that is the menu map. So I just wanted to give that quick update.
Thank you very much for sharing all this information with us.
But now, as I promised, let's get a little bit technical. Not too much. So if you remember, I built a little bit more space inside the kind of test map area. And I was just playing around with some models. Now, this is a model that I made in Cinema 4D and brought in. It's just textured very, very basically. The ultimate workflow will involve Substance Painter, whereas this, I've just placed Quixel textures. This is the texture for what I'm calling the prop launcher. And the idea is that the prop launcher will allow you to fire any item that you've unlocked from the shop in a direction with a velocity.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
So it should be quite fun. There'll be some kind of clever stuff going on with how it comes out. But one of the things I really want is it to be really well animated. So I was having a good play around with, how we're going to do the animated side of things. And I started off with just a real simple skeletal animation for a floor panel. I'll just show you what I've got going on here. So this is my test sequence. So it's a simple model that I built in Cinema 4D, and then I imported it as a skeletal mesh. And now I'm able to control the parts individually. And what I'm doing is I'm using that as a linked sequence that I've then attached to this one, which is sitting inside of a blueprint. So if I go into simulate mode, that is now working based on that animation that is in here. So if I go in and change anything inside this animation sequence here, it will update that one. So it gives like really nice flexibility and so on. You may have seen it in the background. I then started doing some tests with the gun. So again, one of the things for me, I love the idea that things are tangible. I didn't want to make it so the gun just appears. I want to make it so that the gun assembles itself in the room or something. So I built a really simple model like this in Cinema, and then I did exactly the same thing as I did over there, and I built this animation for it. So it uses the same door opening, but then it actually comes out, and it's just built off a sequence over here. We can see this is my control rig. It's a little bit more complicated, this one. We've got a lot more keyframes going on, but we can see that the doors open and the cannon comes up, and as the cannon comes up, all the parts kind of extend. I've added in these, these extra little bouncers so things feel sort of locked in place. And again, I can change anything inside this sequence and my blueprint will just update. So, if I decide that I want this to go a little bit faster, it's all taking a bit too long. Let's just say, for example, I grab the entire thing and bring it in a bunch and I save that. Now when I run my blueprint one, see how much quicker it is? And there we go. So I've got this ability to fine-tune stuff and it will affect everything. So I love all of this. This is great. This is a real good bit of progress. So that's what I just wanted to talk about, a little bit about that. Now, if you want to get further details, feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I didn't want to go making a kind of tutorial style video at this stage on this. However, if you do want to know more about that sort of thing specifically, let me know in the comments, and you never know, I might put something together. For now, I just kind of wanted to show you the progress in terms of how I'm planning to do animations and so on throughout the game. And these will all be sort of intertwined? Yeah.
Whatever you say, buddy.
And I'm really looking forward to getting further into it. This is so much fun. It's really exciting. I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm super happy that I've managed to get my workflow, from Cinema 4D here, where I can model all the objects and so on, and then get them into here without any problems and be able to animate them with skeletal meshes inside of Unreal. This is a massive game changer. And that literally the next thing is to insert Substance Painter in between so that I can start sort of painting these with really nice details and scratches and marks and all of that sort of wonderful stuff. And my next bit is, I actually forgot to put a rotational value on this. So I need to upgrade the model to allow you to actually turn it. Silly me. You'll be able to change the angle, but yeah, right now you can't turn it.
Brilliant!
So now, just because we have to do it, we have to set up a basic premise for something which is probably going to be something like a 3-piece suite, 3 ragdolls just in front of the floppy seat.
It's easy for you to say.
And then a classic boulder behind. Oh. So yeah, it's addictive. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, you can follow along by liking the video and subscribing and hitting the little bell to get notified of new videos. You can support the project. There's a Kickstarter page if you want to come and support it and join in and be a part of it, pick up some of the early bird rewards and all of that. And of course, if you do, I will absolutely love you forever. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depends which way you're facing. Hello and welcome to, what is this? Episode 6, is it?
Why are you asking me?
I just wanted to show, I've been making some progress. We've been doing well. There's some really cool stuff. I want to talk a little bit about the menu map. In case you're not familiar, there's previous episodes that explain this, but the game's menu is this map, and it's fully interactive, and it will actually act as quite a big part of the game itself as well. It's still very much in the early stages. I'm still doing lots and lots of tweaks, adding some kind of cool and potentially interactive fun stuff in there just to make it more interesting. The museum I've actually got kind of underway now. Yeah, I've been sort of doing some things over here, planning for things that are coming. I wonder what that will all be about. That door, yeah, subscribe if you want to find out what's behind that door. It will get covered eventually. There's a football up there. Okay. Elevator is in place. I did some tweaks just to make that look a lot better than it did last time you saw it. And yeah, I don't know what that door's going to be yet. So all very interesting.
It sounds very interesting.
One of the things that I did was a really crap door opening system, and all it is literally just detecting if I walk up in front of a door, it plays an animation. And the cool thing about this is this is a new feature as of Unreal version 5.3. It's a linked animation. So basically this animation that it's playing I have on a separate map, and if I tweak it on that separate map, it updates here. Now I did cover this in one of my earlier videos in a little bit more detail. This is using that so that I can make this adjustment to this door animation. It's even got the door closer animated. So yeah, I don't know, I like it a lot. This is great fun. And also this door here, yeah, you can't get in there, so that pulls the animation for a locked door. So yeah, there's some cool and interesting things.
Interesting.
Let's quickly nip down into the museum. Now again, another thing here that I've been testing is this is using a level streaming setup. So this map for the museum is a completely different map, but it loads it when I walk around this corner and it unloads it when I go back in there. Just part of the optimization, playing around with it, and yeah, it's good. It's working quite nicely. And yeah, this is the first sort of map out of the museum. Which I think looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, does look good.
I've built these kind of big giants over here, which look cool. Basically, the idea of this room is that during development, as we create models and stuff, there'll be things going in there. There'll be dev commentary. This will be a really interactive area. Again, if you've seen any of my previous games, such as Who is Abby, you'll see that I put stuff like this in to my games just because to me, it just gives it that little bit more interest. There's a kind of a bit more than just a menu, start playing, and that's the game. There's kind of all of this that will potentially continually expand. And this is a very interesting area. This is the credits room. So instead of just a scrolling list of credits, because to be fair, our team isn't that big. There's a room where there'll be specifics. Now, also in this room, though, will be the things from the Kickstarter campaign. So certain rewards get things that are going to be in this room. And it could be the name of the backer. That'll all be housed in there.
Like the sound of that.
Now over here, I love this. This is my idea for a kind of homage, whatever, to where this all came from, which was the original YouTube series of the Ragdoll physics experiments. My idea is that this is a cinema, and you'll be able to play any of these up on this big screen. Again, the idea is that it uses the new Mega Lights feature of Unreal, so that you dim the lights, and then the screen illuminates the room. And it looks absolutely gorgeous, and also the sound will be done so that it sounds like it's in this room with this kind of acoustics, and if you walk away it'll get quieter. I think this will be really cool. Again, it's not really anything to do with the game, it's just a thing that I think will look really smart, so therefore I've got to do it. Anyway, that's enough of down here. Let's head back upstairs. Oh, and one thing you might notice is I've fixed up the stairs now so you don't get stuck and bob about. It's nice and smooth, so that's good if you suffer from any kind of motion sickness. To be fair, you're doing well to watch these videos, but that would help with that. Next is this screen. I've done some updating over here, and the idea is going to be this screen is going to have buttons on it, and you can press on the buttons on the screen and it will change the environment that will be loaded behind these doors. And you can actually see through the doors. There it is. You can see what is currently loaded. At the moment, we've got the Infinity Studio and the Small Hall. Now, the Small Hall is the new environment I've made that is basically inspired by the museum. What happened was I made the museum, I did some stuff in there, and I thought, do you know what? This looks great. This needs to be an environment. So I've made this. Now let's go through. And this is the Small Hall, which is pretty simple, but it looks cool. And the floor looks fantastic. And when you start making stuff in here, I don't know, it just gives a slightly different look.
That's a different look for you, isn't it?
We have a look, if you create a structure in the way that we have been doing. Let's see, we'll do something like this. This is kind of my go-to structure. It's a pretty basic big ramp. And, I do like to get the old boulder at the top. And then I like to just cover it in these dudes. As I always mention in these videos, you won't actually be able to create this many unless you unlock a cheat or something like that. But what I like though is in this room, everything kind of just feels that little bit more alive. I like the reflections on the floor. I particularly like when they get stuck in the floor. That's good fun. And yeah, it's good. It's working. I'm trying to think if there's anything more. Oh, I did. I made a couple more. I made this curved ramp, which I thought was going to be like the best thing ever. It didn't work. I'll show I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let me just get rid of all these guys a moment. So one of the things actually, while I'm doing that, right, the conversation that I've been having is the delete mode.
Boy, you're so easily distracted.
Should it be an instant delete, or should it be a press and hold to give you a little bit of warning so that you don't accidentally delete it? I'm really curious. Please let me know in the comments, what one do you think would work better? So I built this ramp. I realized, a big flaw that I made in the design of this ramp, because I thought this was going to be great. I thought we were going to be able to place our little ragdoll just here at the bottom like this. This is going to look fantastic. It's going to jump off the end there, and it doesn't. It just catches it.
Wow, that was underwhelming.
I did find, if we delete that one now, where's my small boulder? If I do get the small boulder, now this does kind of work. Boulder comes down, great, but it's pretty naff. Yeah, back to the drawing board. But this is the kind of, one thing that is good was I got to have a play with, making some shapes that were a little bit more interesting. And again, I know it's really, really simple. There's not a lot to it yet. But a lot of these shapes, there'll be sort of variations. So it won't all just be concrete blocks. It'll be interesting shapes and construction stuff and wooden and metal and interesting things there.
It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, overall, that's that. So what was the other thing I was going to say about as well was, that's right. So again, this is super early. It doesn't really properly work right yet. But if I take my barrel, I have to do a bit of a cheat here again. This is why I say it's really early. I've no idea whether I'm going to get this about right. And then I'm going to select that barrel again. Right, barrel. There he is. Put it sort of half in like that. Now we can actually delete that one. And now we have our barrel sitting there like that. And then I'm going to find my wide wooden plank. Again, I know I say this all the time, don't I? Again, something else we're planning is that he'll detect what he's standing on. And if the thing falls away, he will fall at that moment. At the moment, he just basically permanently stays where you put him. But that won't last forever, see? So that's not quite right. But what actually happens here? Right. Okay, so now... Come on. That was so rubbish. Bop. Oh, that's funny. All right, well, just for a giggle, I'm going to just make a slight change here. And I'm going to stand here and put the 100-ton weight just there. And we're going to see what this does. Hey! Right, let's just try that again real quick. Hey! Brilliant.
You're easily pleased is all I can say.
Anyway, enough of that. Let me show you the really cool thing I mentioned earlier. So, in regards to saving, this is so good. So at the moment, I have to run it through a console. There aren't buttons. There will be buttons. It will all be integrated. It will be seamlessly beautiful and wonderful. If I go in and save this scene, so funny test, we'll call it, whatever. Right, that's now saved, yeah? So I can come in here, I can delete, like so. There's now nothing there, except the 10-ton weight, 100-ton weight, which we get rid of. So now there is nothing there. So we go core, load, funny test, boom, it's all back. And even if I come out of play mode and I go back in again, even if I do this and I come and stand over here and I type in core load, funny test, boom, there it is. And you'll see it's now loaded. And if we hit go, we can... I love how it's slightly different every time. It's so brilliant. Oh, it's great. And one of the reasons why we've actually started building the save and load system so early is because we want to ensure that it's done in such a way that when we release updates throughout the early stages of the game, it doesn't break save files so often. Can't guarantee it never will, because it very likely will at certain points. Our aim is to make it so it's, 90% of our updates and patches don't inhibit any kind of save progress during early access or anything like that. That's the reason why we've started this now. Excellent. Anyway, that is the majority of the updates for this episode. I'm trying to show where where I'm learning stuff, where we're learning stuff as a team, how we're getting on, the progress. You can see it's coming together. Each time it just looks that little bit better, and I can't wait. Whoa, I can't wait to get a bit more polish in here. So that was a bit of fun. I really enjoyed that. The progress we're making, it's coming along really nicely. If you did want to get involved in supporting the project, there's a link to all the Kickstarter details and everything in the description. Honestly, I can't thank you enough for the support so far. It's been absolutely fantastic. And also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and click subscribe, and then clicking the little bell will notify you when I put up a new video. And honestly, thank you so much. I've had a lot of fun in this one. I really hope you have too. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going? Welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral or Giraffehead Studios, depends on which way you're facing. But welcome along to Devlog episode 7. We're getting through them. Now, I have made quite a lot of changes, and there's also quite a lot of interesting changes in the back end too. Let's go through kind of, where we're up to. And I'm trying to think, to be fair, in time-wise, it's actually been a little while since I did the last one because we've been so busy. Just to give you an idea of the time frame, we recorded the first live stream of the podcast last night. That's kind of where I am in time. So even though these episodes are coming out retrospectively, because of the podcast, I'm slightly behind with everything, so I'm kind of playing catch up a little bit today. We've got some interesting things to look at today. So one of the things I really want to show you is, again, it's a simple thing, but the door system that I talked about in the last episode has been fully upgraded.
Just when you thought things couldn't get more exciting.
So now we've got doors that can be locked. Using it, that's locked. And it's locked properly. It's not locked just by going near it and it'll tell you it's locked. And also we can now use to open a door. We can manually close the door. And it should also automatically close when we walk far enough away. Oh, that must be one I haven't set to do that. Let me just set one to do it. There we go. So the door system now works properly. It's really good. I don't think there's anything particularly new in the museum. Or there might be. Actually, these guys. Yes. So these guys here. So these are some tests for damage that can be slowly uncovered across the Ragdoll as he gets more injured. So this is the relatively clean version. I don't know what that was weird.
What in the hell just happened?
That's an interesting bug. I don't know. All right, making a note. I'm going to look into that, why that happened. That one's the, slightly damaged, then really quite badly damaged, and then, he's pretty destroyed. So, quite interesting. What's happened to him? I don't know. That's all good fun. I don't think... Oh, that just leads to nowhere. Okay, we'll worry about that one later. Credit to him. Don't forget, sign up on the Kickstarter. You might be able to get your name in there. Or a special model dedicated to you. You never know. Right, let's get running back upstairs. So you also might notice that stuff is loading and unloading.
I did notice that.
This is where we're doing testing with various ways to handle the sub-levels. And I'm looking for the right places. Now, obviously, I don't want it so that you see the transition. It needs to all be seamless. But right now, it's handy to be able to tell and make sure that everything is being deleted when I want it to be. So, for example, this... But it's just keeping the performance good while we're developing. So I added a few new items into the list. We've got this little bug at the moment where the bar is not in the center. It's falling either down to the bottom or the top. So we need to fix that. But our new items are a cone, a toilet, a big cable reel, a cardboard box, another cardboard box, a concrete pipe, a huge shipping container, and a porta potty. So these are the new items, and they are weighted based on their actual weights.
That man is a genius.
So this stuff you can kick around quite easily. This you can push and get rolling. Boxes, they're cardboard boxes. They might be a little bit light. This is quite heavy, so we can get that that moving. This, yeah, you're not going to move that yourself. You need a big impact. And then this one, you're not going to knock that over yourself. You're going to need to hit something into that. So it means there's hours of fun to be had here. Idiot. So it means there's hours of fun to be had here. Excellent. Anyway, right, so that is that in there. Let's head back out again. Other very interesting bit is challenges. So not only will you get the sandbox mode, I want to talk about this as well.
I told my suitcase I wasn't going on vacation. Now I'm dealing with emotional baggage. I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around.
Look, we're not going to talk about that now.
We'll come back to that. So not only will you get the sandbox, you'll also get these specific challenges that are pre-set up for you to figure out. And this is probably how you'll earn the most of the money that you'll then use in the shop to unlock more items. This is all very early in development. They're just the rooms at the moment, and then you've got this kind of loading airlock style room. But like this is the idea for the very first challenge. You know, you've got the guy in there. This is all unbreakable glass, and you've got to find a way to take him out. You've got to build something in this room to take him out, and if you do, that will unlock the door to the next room. And now the plan is that the challenge rooms will be built to kind of connect, so they'll be in batches. So this is a section. So you go through challenge 1, and then that will allow you to get to challenge 2. And then you go into challenge 2, and then this will be something along the lines of there'll be a big boulder there, and you've got to find a way to get that boulder to hit him over here in the corner. So you've got to build a kind of obstacle course to get that boulder through, and then you'll be able to go on through to the next level, which currently doesn't exist.
Yes, fantastic progress.
So yeah, we can't actually go through there at the moment. That's kind of where we're up to with all of that. Now, I do have something very interesting to show. It's in a different map though, so we're going to have to come out of there. I love how this is a facility, something you can walk around. I know I just got very distracted there, but yeah, it's all coming together. You know, it's slow, but we're making progress. It's actually not slow, it's going really quickly, but bear with me. Now, if we jump into this quick development map, this is just for testing stuff. Now, there's some interesting things happening here. One is this is the testing for all the door systems, you see. So there's the automatic, that's a locked version, normal double door, normal single door, and one that closes automatically when you come away from it. So that's all the door system, which is really cool. Then you've got this. Now, I don't know if you've spotted that already, but this is a portal system. Look at that.
It's a portal, and it takes you inside John Malkovich.
So we can navigate around and do some very interesting stuff with this. And it's really interesting how it's one way. So if you go through, you appear out of the other door, and then if you go back again, you'll appear out of that other door. It's really, really cool. Now, there's a slight glitch to fix, which will be fixed by the next episode, no doubt. See yourself in them, and if you line it up, look, I can see 2 of me. So it's really cool. That's really, really, really smart stuff. So that we're going to have a big update on that in the next one. And then there's this, which is just a temporary model. Kind of looks a bit funky in here because the lighting isn't done right, but this is something that is going to be a gadget that we're going to use. So yeah, that's a good little hint for next time. And I've come back, and yeah, my man is still a bit funky, so I need to fix that. It's very strange indeed. Anyway, that's the end of this one. So I'll catch you in the next devlog. Don't forget, please, if you enjoyed the video, remember to press the like button, hit subscribe, and if you click the little bell, it'll let you know when I put up the next video. Also, check out our live streams, the podcasts, super interesting guests as always. As I say, I know that we've just done one. At this point, it was the first ever one, which was Yanis, the creator of Kumume. Brilliant little mobile game, well worth checking out. And also, the next episode, I don't know yet the guest. I know several that it's potentially, but I haven't confirmed yet. So, so either way, I'm pretty sure it is going to be an amazing guest. But very interesting stuff. So yeah, please remember to check that out. And also, if you want to support this project, look in the description. There's details about the Kickstarter campaign down there, and a little bit of info about the rewards you can get, and so on, and all of that wonderful jazz. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Roy from Wreck My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios. All depends on which way you're facing. Anyway, welcome along to today's devlog. This is episode 8. Now, we've had some technical trouble. We've had to slow right down, unfortunately, due to a few issues.
Since everything is on fire.
However, we do have a few little bits and pieces to show you today. So in case you're not familiar with the game, this is Ragdoll's physics experiments. Do make sure you check out the previous episodes in the devlog to see how we got to where we are now. And also, if you'd like to support us on Kickstarter, please jump onto our Kickstarter page, links in the description, and make sure you click that notify on launch button so that you get notified when we launch the Kickstarter. There's going to be a ton of really cool stuff, so you want to make sure you're in on that. Anyway, so let's begin. Now, a couple of things. This is now where you will start the game. Now, what will happen is this elevator will open after you start, like very quickly. It'll make a ping, and you walk out of the elevator, and it will shut behind you. And that's what I'm doing for the how the game will start.
Very nice idea.
There's another start screen that is where you'll begin. You press start to continue, and you appear in that elevator, and then that's there, and that's now closed up. So that's one thing that's kind of interesting. The other elevator is still there. That will still have a purpose, although it's not stated yet. And now, I don't know if you spotted that, but we have now made it so that you can walk normally. So you can walk at normal speed, or you can hold shift and run. Run, Forrest, run! Woohoo! And a nice little feature here is that when you stop running, the kind of field of view just adjusts slightly. It needs a little bit of tweaking, but it's pretty cool. I like that. So that's nice. That's a nice thing for sure. What is happening around here? So I have done some work on the challenges. Okay, I mentioned about this before, so I will talk about it now. So this is the Joke-O-Matic 400, and I'm going to update the model. I've just put in this as a temporary model for now, but this is a joke machine.
I told my girlfriend she drew her eyebrows too high. She looked very surprised to hear it.
And the idea is that every time you press it, you will get a different joke.
Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded? There was nothing left but debris.
This is going to actually be kind of connected to one of the rewards on the Kickstarter as well. So there will be a reward where you can select a joke to go in the Joke-O-Matic, or submit a joke to go in the Joke-O-Matic. Now, it does need to be, family friendly. But yeah, you can have a joke in there. And you'll have the option. You can either record it yourself with your own voice, or I'll record it with my...
My wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. I had to put my foot down.
Announcer voice. So, we have now got this screen working. Now, at the moment, it's kind of still in progress. But basically, the idea is that you can come up here and you can choose your environment by clicking on the arrows. At the moment, we've only got the small hall there. The Infinity Studio isn't in place. But you can see it loads it in real time. These doors will be sorted out as well. They won't keep opening unless you open them. And also, we've got an issue with the glass. You can see the funky texture on there.
You got a lot of issues.
That we will fix. So we'll make that look all really nice. This is now working, and you can load your environment to play in. So, and then when we come into here, the other thing that we've got is now, when you select an item, it comes up with a kind of hologram. We need to refine and tweak this as well.
You have so much to do here.
It means that now, if you're inside a hologram, it doesn't just basically make the screen go black. So we can, it's a lot easier now to place items and be able to, not have them block up the screen and so on. So that is all really good. What else? Okay, so we have no updates in the museum. Yeah, the challenges. I don't know whether this will actually work because I don't think I've put in the things to load them yet. Let's just run up here. So the challenge room 1 to 5. And then we'll run through to challenge 2. And that's in here. And then challenge 3 is kind of here. Yes, there we go. So, yep, we've got challenge room 3. It's in place. It's just blocked out, ready to begin. And then we've got challenge room 4 is up here. And it's going to be there. And that's kind of as far with it. But what's really cool here is that... everything is kind of legit. It's a real building. It's a real facility. Let me come out of that mode. We'll fly back up. It's a real facility, so everything is kind of working its way around it. So I'm effectively creating a bit of a maze, which I think is fun. There's going to be signs, obviously, so you can navigate around. But by the time you kind of move around, this whole section will be kind of its own section, and you'll end up coming back out on yourself as you go through completing the challenges. Now we're still well behind. We haven't actually made any of the challenges work yet. The idea is that, you know, there's going to be a ragdoll inside the rooms, one in each one or multiple, and there's a kind of challenge you have to do. Think like in Portal 2, you know, where you have to kind of figure out how to get something to somewhere.
Okay, that sounds terrific.
You'll be limited on the props that you can use, so you'll have to be sort of clever and cunning. But each time you do complete a challenge, you will get some credits, which you'll then be able to take down into, where's it gone? Into the shop, which is still very much under construction.
That's familiar.
And you'll be able to unlock more stuff in there. So yeah, that's kind of about it for this one. Like I say, it was only a short one just because we've had some technical issues, so I don't have a huge amount to show you yet. But hopefully in the next one we will have a bit more. And yeah, do make sure, please, head over to that Kickstarter page, press the notify me on launch button, make sure that you're following. You can also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, all of that wonderful, gorgeous, amazing stuff that makes me love you forever. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, cheers then. Bye for now.
Hey, how's it going? And welcome along. I'm Rory from Wreck My Funeral or Drafthead Studios. All depends which way you're facing and how you're doing today. Welcome along to Devlog number 9. This is getting really exciting. Now, before I begin, I just want to give a really quick shout out. Now, the YouTube channel has been up now for a month or so. You know, we're on 64 subscribers. I'd love it if it was a lot more, but I'm so pleased that it's growing and it's getting bigger and people are watching the stuff on here. And that is all absolutely wonderful. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple of people that comment regularly. You know, I really appreciate it. And of course, if I butcher the name, I do apologize, but I'm just reading. So Bay Lodge. It's that.
You messed up big, mister.
Feel free, comment, tell me exactly how I pronounce your name. Bay Lodge? Sorry. Firstly, thank you so much for all your input. So when people comment with ideas for the game, sometimes they'll say things that I have already thought of, and that's brilliant for me because it reaffirms that, you know, maybe it isn't such a bad idea. Sometimes it will be something that I haven't thought of, and oh, what a great idea. So I really appreciate when people do comment. Same with Rusty Plus. Thank you for all your input. 3D Graphics Fun. You've been commenting on my videos for so many years now. It's amazing to have you still following along. Thank you so much for all your support. Steve Langford 8087, again, thank you so much. Dave Martin 9024, again, thank you all you people that are commenting on the videos and really helping. Not only does a comment, you know, mean a lot to me, it actually really helps get the videos out there. So even just taking a minute just to stick a quick comment in about anything that we cover.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And of course, if I have missed anyone, apologies for that. It's very early here. I've got an exceptionally busy week this week, so I've got up early to get this one done.
That's commitment.
So now, let's see. We've got some really cool stuff to cover in this episode. There's quite a bit, so I need to think where to start. Now, when you first launch the game, it will show you a cool looking splash screen. This is still all in progress at the moment, but this is the sort of thing that you'll see when you first launch the game. Now, I know that obviously everybody's in funny positions, but this will be kind of the sort of press any key to start button, a little bit of info about the game and all of that kind of fun stuff. It'll have some sort of faint animations and interesting stuff going on. And what you'll do is you'll press any key to begin. That will then take you into the main map, which will be here, and this is how you'll be greeted. You will start in the lift, which I've moved so that it's sitting there. And as you can see, the lift shuts down behind you, shuts down, closes behind you, which is cool.
I love it.
So it's just that kind of, again, it's all this is a real facility kind of vibe. It's all about, you know, making it feel kind of alive and everything is intentional. You'll hear as well, we've got some music. It's just temporary music at the moment, but you'll start hearing sort of music playing in the background. There'll be some kind of ambient sounds and all of that. So been working on that. And then the fun thing, if you want to quit the game, you actually go out through this door and you walk down this corridor and it quits. There we go, that's quit out. Quite a fun thing there. Let's jump back in again. Now over here, you can see we've got my cannon. Now, if you didn't see this on my other channel, I am doing a tutorial. It's not really a tutorial, it's a kind of guide of me building this cannon. This one's not completely right. I made a few mistakes I need to sort of tweak and fix, but it's not bad, it's pretty cool. But that's a cool prop that you'll be able to use to inflict damage on a ragdoll. This is a test that's currently not working quite right. He's supposed to follow you.
What's wrong with him?
So that when I have, you know, these guys sitting around, their heads will follow you about. Yeah, for some reason he's looking down there. Like,
my eyes are up here.
What's next? So let's head round here to the challenges. Before we do,
why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one.
Oh dear. Right, the challenges. Now, there has been a lot of progress, although it might not seem like it. There has been a lot of progress here. There is still a ton to do, but it's all coming along nicely. So firstly, I've blocked off this area up here, which is all good. And then the challenges are through here. So, yep, we did already cover this, but now the challenge rooms are completely blocked out and they fully load and unload themselves. So as I walk through here, challenge room 1, you'll still see it if I kind of back away. See, it unloads itself. Again, I'll optimize that so that you can't actually see it all happen, but right now it's handy to be able to see just while we're testing. So this is challenge room 2. Now we have challenge room 3 through here. So we just come up through this little corridor. So there's always an airlock to allow us to handle. You can just see it up in the top left. It allows us to handle the loading and the unloading. You see, if I back away quick, you see it's not there. And then if you load here, it's there. So this is obviously good for optimization, keeping it running smooth, but we're also going to implement occlusion culling, right? So basically where you're not looking as well, it doesn't bother rendering stuff. So we've got this room in here. So this is our challenge room 3. The actual layouts, it's just a blocked out room at the moment. We've got plans for what is going to, you know, the challenges that will be in this room. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, I'm more than happy for suggestions.
We need your help!
So in here, we've got challenge room 4, and you notice that everything is sort of leading on. Now, this one is going to be a traversal style challenge. So you're going to have to take out maybe the ragdoll in a slightly awkward position, and this floor is not going to be a clean, flat floor. So that's going to be fun. And then you've got challenge room 5, which has got quite a bit of an airlock between it, because we've actually come up quite high. And when we go into challenge room 5, at the moment, I've got something like this. Again, this is only the temporary block out. We should get a bit more going on in here very soon. And then this takes us back to the main corridor. So we go through this door, we come down these stairs, and then we go out through this door, and guess where we end up? That's right, we're back here again. You see, so it is all interlinked. If I actually come out into, let's call it God mode, the editor, I'll show you the facility is just growing. I mean, there's in Factorio, right? It's called the factory must grow. And I'm going to kind of steal that as the facility must grow. So this is where all of those challenge rooms are. It's all large blocks. That dude there, what's he doing? Oh, it's because it's part of the stairwell. Stairwells are really, I'll tell you what, when you're working in cubes, stairwells are really tricky. So that's it. That's the main corridor there. And that's that whole section. And this is the way this will continue to work. Basically, building out in that kind of direction to infinity, we'll just keep building the challenge rooms out and out and out. And that's our small hall. Now, our infinity studio is about 20 kilometers off in a direction over that way. And we've got basically a portal system, I think I showed you in the last episode, where if you walk, when you walk through here, it will actually teleport you to the place 20 kilometers away. So for the changing area, the small hall will be permanently there, but all the rest will actually be dotted around completely different places in the map, and you'll just teleport to them, which is quite cool.
Yes, it is.
Right, okay, so let's go to the museum. I have been working in the museum. And again, this is something, it's just the starting point. It's really cool. I'm really pleased with it. Through here, I have done some work. And it is in these two buttons here. Now, can you guess what the first one is? That's right. It's a light switch. So basically, press on this and it dims it down. So it looks now like a really cool looking cinema. Very cool. And then what does this button do? Oh, you... And what does this button do? Ah ha 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 ha. There we go. So basically, what is happening here is that this button plays the video on the cinema screen, but there is also a rectangular light, a rec light, that is just in front of the screen, and it's using Unreal 5.5's mega lights. So now the illumination from that video is actually lighting this area, which is why you'll see, you know, the whole room kind of goes a bit green because it's all very green. That is not just from the emission of the texture. There is an actual light that is now lighting this room with the information from the video. So not only does this look gorgeous and is really cool, I will be able to have the button for each of these episodes. You press the button and it will play it, along with some other fun stuff that I will probably hide in there if you can find certain things around the map. So at the moment I've only set up the one, but it does work. You can switch it off and it goes off, and then when you press play again, it starts from the beginning and lights the room accordingly. And then when you're done, you can come here and switch the lights back on, and boom, it's like that moment when you leave the cinema, it's all bright after you've been chilled out.
I know the feeling.
So yeah, that is the cinema as it is right now. So I'm going to add some more buttons so that you can choose different videos to play. Very pleased with that. Very cool little system. Might need tweaking a little bit, but it's a really good start anyway. And I also wanted to say, do not forget this credits room. If you want your name in there, make sure that you follow on the Kickstarter page. And if you haven't seen the Kickstarter page, please jump into there. Links in the description. Make sure you click this notify me on launch button, because that way, when we launch all the stuff that's early, that there'll be a limited number of, you'll have an option to get. Because also, you know, when you click on that button, it's showing support for the project, which I cannot express how much I appreciate. I really, really do. I want to thank you very much for all of those that have done it so far. If you liked this video, please remember hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, remember to click the little bell, then you get notified when I put up the new videos. And again, I just can't thank you all enough. I'm really, really enjoying this series. I'm absolutely loving this. I can't wait for Devlog 10. That will be just around the corner, and that will have even more really cool, amazing stuff. So, until then, thank you very much, and bye for now. Hey, and welcome along. I'm Roy from Rent My Funeral. That was Rate, by the way. So, welcome along to today's devlog video. So, today's update is purely around the cinema, but before we go down there...
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Let's head down to the cinema, and I'll show you what I've been working on. So... this is very, very cool. I am very, very pleased with what I've managed to get working in here. And now you might say, wait a minute, what on the God's name of earth is that?
Yeah, damn right I would.
This bit is just temporary as while I set everything up. But I like to have real buttons, you see. So first update is that, yeah, I've added speakers. So now we have speakers, and they work positionally as well. So the screen's audio is set up to work from the speakers. We now have all 10 videos selectable. So you just choose the number and then you press play. We have the light switch, which now actually switches off the lights properly. And if I show you this, we turn off the lights, you see they all go off.
Oh, would you look at that?
And it gets nice and dark in here. Now we do still have this, and that is basically the lumen light leak coming in, which gives the room this kind of strange feel. Now, there's a couple of ways to resolve this, like upping the quality and so on, but I'm not too worried. What I've actually added is this open-close partition, so now I can do this, and it closes the room, which makes the room close to pitch black. Now, this was a problem at first, but I then added in these lights just so I could at least find the buttons. But now, check this out. So, the more eagle-eyed of you in the last devlog may have spotted this kind of strange ghosting on the previous videos. There it is, there. The reason for this was because I'd set up the rect light incorrectly inside of the blueprint. I had it facing inwards, so the room wasn't actually being lit quite right. It was all actually slightly wrong. Even though it still looked pretty good, it was wrong. And it looks so much better now. So let me go ahead and press number 1, and then we're going to go ahead and press play. There we go. Now the room is being entirely lit by that rect light, and a touch of emission off the screen itself because we're running lumen.
Oh yes, that does look very promising.
Right, now that we've seen it like that, I'm going to stop it, and I'm just going to come into here and change the scalability settings down to low. And check it out. Now, the room has got no lights in it, so that's why it just looks dull and flat, just because all the light is coming through there. If I open the partition now, Yeah, you can see that just everything looks kind of off, right? Because it's all flat. And if I switch the lights on, there we go. So now that's with the lights on. Switch them back off again. There we go. Now, if I press play now, check it out. I still get my gorgeous reflection in the floor. My reflections on the side. The room is actually getting the light from that rec light in the correct colors as per the video. We can even see the reflections in the walls still.
If you squint,
it's all still there. I think that's actually really incredible. I think it's really interesting, the fact that on the lowest possible settings, this bit still looks good. That's just nuts, isn't it? So now I'll put it back up to epic, make it look gorgeous again, and there we go. Now we know what it's supposed to look like again. But yeah, if I stop this and choose a different one, as you can see, it lights the room really accurately, really nicely. And then my favorite one is the beginning of number 10. Let's just have a quick look at this. Ah, it looks so good, doesn't it? So there we go. So if we stop that now and we come back over here and open up the door, we'll start letting the light back in. That looks all wonderful. And then we'll switch the lights back on and there's that feeling again. Yep, that's the, I've just woken up in the cinema. Feeling. But all of this works really, really well. You know, you just choose your video, you press play, and there it is, doing the do up there. And what's going to be interesting about this is that the system that I've built is pretty much infinitely scalable. So we can have as many videos as we want. You know, I've made 10 with relative ease. So there may well be buttons hidden around the facility that if you press and then come down here and press the play stop button, you get a special hidden video. And I do particularly like this. I know this is super, super simple, but I just, there's just something cool about that. It's only, again, only a temporary shape. It's just a cube. And I've got a slight bug there, yeah, where it appears up for a second. And you can Indiana Jones it at the moment. So, yeah. And which means that now you can't get back in there to open it again. So I will need to put a button on the outside. I haven't done it yet. And quick one before we finish. There's the Scream style paintings that were requested on Reddit. So I hope that's good. Still got to add all the lighting and make it look like a proper feature, but it's kind of cool, right? It looks really smart. Yeah, I love all of this. This is great. So anyway, we're making really, really good progress. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you along in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you click the bell, you'll see when I put out the next video. Also, if you did not see the Kickstarter page yet, please head on over there and press that notify me on launch button. It would mean the world to me, honestly. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Roy from Rate My Funeral or Giraffe Head Studios, depends which way you're facing. Anyway, welcome. This is episode 11 of the Devlog, and we hit 100 subscribers on the Giraffe Head Studios YouTube channel. Actually, as I'm recording this, it's on 99, but I suspect by the time I've finished editing and so on, it should be at 100, right? But I thought, as a fun thing, let's do a face reveal for the 100th subscriber. Even though face is on the thumbnails, and I know that we do podcasts where my face is on that, it's not really that big a thing, really. But I just thought I'd do it. It's fun. All right, anyway, enough of all of that. I've got some really cool stuff to show you. Very, very first thing is listen to the music that's playing. That's now being done in a slightly different way. It's a much more efficient way of handling. We're not using my collider zones that we were walking into before. So the music is a bit nicer now. But also, we have prompts. So now it tells you what to do. So for example, if I run down here, we have our joke machine.
What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator.
So this Joke-O-Matic, the model, I only ever made this temporarily. I'm going to redo it because of the fact that I want the speaker to be circular, I want it to be inside, and I want it to move when it's playing, and I want the button to be a little bit more round rather than kind of this. It's a little bit too low poly. So I only made this just as a test when I was first testing my pipeline between Cinema 4D and... what are we in?
It's Unreal.
Unreal, thank you. I'm going to redo this. Please feedback. Would you like to see a live stream of me remaking this in cinema and then trying to get it painted and into Unreal rather than an edited video? If you would like to see a live stream of me doing that all in real time, warts and all, then let me know in the comments. If enough people want me to see me do it, I'll do it. Otherwise, it'll probably be a video. Maybe I'll put it on the Rate My Funeral channel. Don't know. Anyway, so we've got lots of really cool and interesting stuff going on. First thing that I want to mention is this. By the way, the blue box, that's just debugging, so don't worry about that. This is the option screen. So if you press this, you go to there and you can change the settings for the game. Very, very simple. And it's exactly what I was saying by I wanted it to look all pretty and nice and be integrated.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
So this is the menu and everything, you know, so this is really cool, right? So you'll be able to change the controls, the sound, the graphics options, all of that sort of wonderful stuff. And then for you lunatics that like to have your mouse inverted,
Crazy sons of bitches,
the option will be there for you to do that. You crazy, crazy person. That's another one. Are you somebody that likes to do that? Please try and explain to me why in the comments, because I don't understand it. I don't know anyone that actually likes that, but on my previous games, I literally got left bad reviews because we hadn't included it, because we didn't think of it. So then we included it and they were all happy. Like, whoa, who wants to push their mouse forward and look down? That's just odd. Anyway, so that's the menu. I think that's really cool. Right, so now, down in there is the challenges area. There is a lot going on down there, and I'm not going down in this episode. You'll have to wait till the next episode, and we'll go down there and have a look. In here, we can see something. So, first point. Actually, I can show this here. If I press the button that usually brings up the menu to place things, you can't do it anymore. Whereas if I come to here and go this side, I now can bring up the menu. All right. And the menu we have fixed up a bit. So the menu looks a lot better. And also there is sound on it now. So that's really good. And we can move left and right nicely. And our selector bar stays. So now we can go in. And we've got some new items. Let's do this. An arcade machine. A large black storage box. A big metal boat. A filing cabinet. A kayak. A life donut. A pool table. An inflatable flamingo. An oversized bowling ball. And an oversized bowling pin. So this is the myriad of new objects.
There's a lot of cool stuff here.
And you can use them however you want. You can stack them up. You can do whatever you want with them. They're all physics-based, so they'll all fall. So you can just build with them. I particularly like this guy here. He's really cool. The most interesting bit of all. Let's get something set up here. And you can see, obviously, we're walking around as our blue character. Now when we press enter, we get a countdown. We can fly over here. And we can watch it from a different angle. We can now fly around. We can come over here and we can see it however we want to see it. And our guy is just standing there. And if I press enter to go in that mode, you see I take control of him again. Now, what's quite interesting about this is that this is what I feel makes this feel like a proper game now. Like, the difference is just so cool because it now feels like you're doing something for a reason. So I think this is really interesting. Now, my question for you, please answer in the comments. Is the speed about right? Because there's a part of me that thinks, well, it should be fast, like 3, 2, 1, boosh. Or should it actually stay like this because it gives you a chance to, say, get in a position to watch from an interesting location? I'm not sure. What are you doing, you crazy 100 tons? Still need to refine the controls for the flying. But yeah, the fact that you can, come up here and look at it from this angle, which you wouldn't be able to normally, I think is quite interesting. And now something also that's funny is, and it won't do it yet, but it will. If Bluey there gets hit by anything, just typically it didn't go that way that time. He will ragdoll as well. It won't actually hurt you. It won't be a problem, but he will fall over. I'll tell you what. Let's stand up here. We've got a bit of a bug there, but yeah, see, so he's still solid at the moment. This is fun. So yeah, that is one of the kind of major things. Is that new mechanic where it switches between these two kind of modes, which is great. Yeah, we've fallen out of sync. This is one of the kind of known bugs at the moment, is you can accidentally get yourself out of sync. So we have to reset that like that. So there you go. So yeah, so that is a bunch of interesting and fun stuff. That's where we're going to call it a day on this devlog. I hope that was interesting. There is definitely some fun stuff coming. In the next video, we're going to look at the first challenge room and how you'll actually be able to start earning credits. And also I've got a bit of an update on the gadgets. So perhaps like a motorized wheel or something like that. We'll see. We'll see in the next one. So yes, please, thank you very much. If you did enjoy the video, remember, like and subscribe. Also hit the little bell. And if you haven't already, please follow us on Kickstarter. Head over to the Kickstarter page. Click that notify me on launch button. I'll love you forever. That'll be amazing. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And of course, this wouldn't be a devlog video if we didn't find out what happens with all of this. I want to watch it again, but it's from a slightly different angle. And that's the point. Oh, I absolutely love it. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Well, there you go. If you've got to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now, I kindly ask, please comment and let me know what you think of the progress so far. What do you think of the game? What ideas would you have for it? What would you most like to see in the game? There's so much scope here. It's going to be really good. Chuck them in the comments. I always reply. And as I mentioned before, make sure you go to the Kickstarter page, click that notify me on launch button. That way you won't miss out on the awesome rewards as we start announcing them. And of course, if you enjoyed this, please remember, like and subscribe and all of that wonderful jazz. I've got some really cool stuff coming up on this channel and on the Giraffe Head Studios channel. Make sure you also follow all the socials because that's got lots of fun stuff as well. And anyway, that will do for this video. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.